good to be here and to be part of this visioning for 150th anniversary. I have a personal reason to be excited about looking back at 1967, because that was the year that I became a Canadian citizen. And to celebrate that event, as a young volunteer, I participated in the preparation for the centennial. Participated with the Centennial Committee of the West Indian community. This was a very exciting thing when several community leaders came together to respond to the invitation to participate in Canada's 100th birthday. We were all from the same region, people from the West Indies, mostly the English-speaking West Indies, but we didn't know each other. So 1967 did that. It brought people from the different islands together. We got to know each other. We got to work together. We got to enjoy the preparation for this exciting event. We got to be part of Canada's birthday. People came from everywhere, and we also were with people who had been living here for many, many years, from the African Canadian community mostly, and many Canadians of different backgrounds who joined with us to prepare for this wonderful event. The event took the form of a big street parade. And I know that many people know about Caravana. In that first year, it was not called Caravana. It was just from a centennial celebration. And that first year, we did many more things, and people recognized Caravana for the street parade and the costume, the fancy costumes and the colorful decorations and the music. And nowadays, the costumes are getting a little scantier and scantier than they used to be. Because you see, we have been influenced by Rio and other things, and young people, young women especially, who have gone into the fitness business, want to show it off. So, through the years, our costuming has got a little less. The festival we had all the arts were represented in 2 weeks. What you know mostly is the parade, but we celebrated all the arts, the carnival arts. And that festival, especially the parade, was based on the Carnival of Trinidad and Tobago, a carnival that encompasses all the arts, that comes out of our history, that comes out of our tradition, that comes out of our very soul. And it's the core of it is the combination of the arts, the music. Every year, music is composed and arranged. Every year, hundreds of costumes are designed. Every year, people sing new songs, new calypsos. Carnival is part of our history, as I said, and it was based on the fancy balls that our upper classes, the plantation owners, the slave masters had at Mardi Gras. The slaves mimicked those fancy balls. The slaves had their own celebrations, but they brought to it their African drumming, their tribal customs, and colored those celebrations. Now, we brought those traditions, we brought that history with us to Canada and presented to Canada a gift of celebration. Presented to Canada our art forms, our carnival art forms that come out of our very soul. And Canada accepted that gift graciously. And that gift continues giving, because after that first Caribana, we have continued to have that celebration every year. We're now in our 43rd year. So it is a gift that keeps on giving. And I hope that we look forward to the 150th anniversary in the same spirit. It's going to be changed. We are now part of this country. We are Canadians. We're new, but we're not so new. We are part of the fabric of this society, and hope that somehow we will not only be the invited guests, but the hosts of this. This was one of the first public statements of West Indian presence in Canada. And it was intended to be a monument of goodwill and confirmation of this culture. And as I said, the reason why we feel now we can join the organizers instead of be invited by them. This country has changed so much. And when I look back from my days as a young volunteer, helping to stuff envelopes and run around and do things and get things ready, it was such an exciting time. Through the years, things have changed. The society has changed. Sometimes we've had our ups and downs, but the country needs this. It needs this new infusion of enthusiasm and excitement and love of country and patriotism. It needs it now. And I hope that this event that we have here, this conference, starts firing up our emotions and helping us to be part of something great in 2017. It is so important that we can feel now that we are part of this. We are part of this, and I'd like to see it represented in our faces. I'd like to see the new celebration look like the way Canada is now. And we do not want to be something that this community looks at as, oh, well, a little exotic. But we are part of Canada. Every year, over millions of people come to Toronto in August for the biggest North American festival there is. They come now to a Canadian festival, not a West Indian festival anymore. This is accepted by us who put it on, and I hope it will soon be accepted as a natural part of the Canadian culture, Canadian landscape our gift has been given so that it can belong now to Canada and not to us alone. I talked about the art form. This year, Caribana was invited to be part of Ontario's pavilion at the Games, at the Olympic Games. That's one, that tells me that we have arrived. We are part of it. We celebrated and presented our art form to the world. And this is a good beginning. The Olympics, I don't know if it has sort of made our blood start racing about celebration or celebrating ourselves and each other. And I hope that this will stay as part of the mood, the sensitivity, and what we need to bring to the new celebration. Many, many of our artists participate in mainstream activities. Our art forms have been made part of many, many of the events and activities that have before that been different. And so the integration is happening, and I hope that 2017 will see the full integration of it. It's an honor for me to be here to represent my community as part of the Canadian community. But I've been, through the years, being part of, as you heard, I'm a storyteller. I tell stories of Canada, and I brought my stories to Canada and share them with the world. I hope 2017 is a story that I can tell to the world. I would like to say again, I appreciate this opportunity to be part of my country's celebration, planning for celebration.